Computations YouTube. I had to stop because I ran out of memory on my phone, because that's what I'm recording with, because my computer screen is really, really big, and I'm quite a small person. It seems kind of weird to have you guys looming over me, and see if that is a bit better than the webcam. If not, obviously I'll go back to the webcam. So we just finished the assignment, and we're going off to lunch. So the clock tower bells ring, signaling the end of the period, time for lunch. Now this might be a bit ahead. I think it stopped recording before I knew that it stopped recording, but basically we did the assignment and then it was time for lunch. Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misa, who's beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. That painting back there is super weird. This guy's just like... We descend even below the lobby where I met Mutao, down to the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Its big windows open up into a courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misa doesn't seem to care so much as we proceed down the line. There is a rather long list of menu items, which seems great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice! It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital, eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet needs of patients. I pick something at random and follow Shizune to a table sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food that I'd rather not eat, Misa pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. Ellipsis. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at the person who talks to you is proper and polite. Do you want to know something? What? About anything! We're your guides, so you should ask us if there's something. I wonder. It seems like we would want to know about the library. You can see that I've chosen the other one as well, but that's just to keep track of the different routes that you've taken in this game. Ask about the library. Oh yeah, is there a library in the school? Lately I've gotten into reading a lot, so I'd like to check it out. Misa gives a kind of frown that makes it clear she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but picks up her smile again. There is! It's on the second floor! We can show it to you sometime. Thanks! I return to my food while the girls talk between themselves. Misa and Shizune sign back and forth very animatedly, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misa refrains from translating. They're talking about me. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. Ooh, secret girl stuff. Ellipsis. I quickly notice the conversation inside is not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. That dark-haired girl I noticed before is slumped over her desk in the last row. Look at her, she's like, I want to talk, but I'm all burnt up on my side of my face, so I can't. Ah, you're so cute. Ah! She jumps a little when Misa crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning into stone from her presence. Misa and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, and they walk directly past her to their seats and begin to converse. I'm left wondering about her, even when the classroom slowly fills with other students. Finally, the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of a school feels strange. It feels as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on the first day of school. Maybe it's the long time spent in the hospital that's made me feel like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Beside me, Misa and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misa turns to me. Ellipsis! Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. So we've got to hurry already, since there's a lot of work for us to do. Ellipsis. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Ah, wait, the teacher said I have to see the nurse. Where should I go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we'll have to go outside. Ratman. He doesn't look like Ratman from the Portal comics, but Ratman it is. Hello, Ratman. Keeping the halls safe. We join the flow of students making their way down the stairwell outside, with girls pointing out other senior classrooms the same hallway as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way into the smaller building right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks actually like part of the main building. Ellipsis! This is the auxiliary building here. It has a lot of official and important stuff inside. Like a Yamaku Foundation office and all the nurses' office. They even have a swimming pool. I feel like she would be like, I'm excited! How is that official? Ellipsis. Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's your physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff's facility are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Bye! Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with actual education? I guess is necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that this is really only a quick visit, like the teacher said. A white door on the left with a green cross on it and the text head nurse and a nameplate. The voice from inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large, but smells strange, and apparently they have a fax machine. Wow, that's a nice computer monitor you've got there. A friendly-looking man turns around on his office chair to face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bed under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils, and there is at least a dozen coffee cup rings lingering on the desk. Hello there, what can I do for you today? Says the smiling man. Have you read that? If you haven't read The Smiling Man, it's a really creepy story. I think it started on Reddit, maybe? But look up The Smiling Man. Maybe I'll put a link to that story in the description. I don't think he's the smiling man from that story, but so creepy. He's a young looking, sort of rugged, but the dimples on his cheek wash that impression away as he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who has heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes, I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name, or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I should probably grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. I'm the new student, and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisao Nakai. His eyes light up with revelation. He snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file this morning. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia. I don't know what kind. Some kind of chronic arrhythmia, whatever. They're all the same. Related to congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures for me to sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Let's talk science! Yes. Good. Well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone on my staff around, even at night, so never hesitate to call her if there's a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff, here to nurse your every need. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. Or rocket science. His joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why he even said it. It's just that it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. You'll get used to it. I'm not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know about it. Now, let me see your file again. He searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of paper around. I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, all the equipment you'd expect in a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational pictures are hanging off the four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day from all the food groups. Smiling, he draws a thick file from the stack of similarly thick files and opens it. Maybe he is the smiling man. So you already have the medication for arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and every evening or it won't be so much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports, rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins at his own joke, but I don't. Well, I used to play soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm gonna have to recommend you refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow. But really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick the ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just for something to do. Any kind of concussion might be dangerous to your heart. Risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There is no mention of the cause in your papers. I like the wink. I know what you were doing. He's got eyes like Brock. I sidestepped the question acceptably. He glanced at me over his papers with more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, so some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, like I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or light jogging, jumping rope, that sort of thing. Swimming, maybe? There's a pool here. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before, but you just need to take care not to overexert yourself. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need, really. I've heard this 1,000 times already. Don't be exercising too much, guy. The other Nakais can do the exercise, but you can't because you're that Nakai. Absolutely no risks. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk, obviously content. Good, that's it. Come meet me if you need anything. I'm ushered out before I realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes they look the same. First real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school going towards the gate and dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at the special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? Ellipsis. I should go somewhere too, to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness of me only grows as I trudge towards the dorm, set a little apart from the main building complex. This school is actually really pretty. From the picture. I would love to have gone to that school. I guess I would have to have some kind of weird disability. Not that having it, well, is just keep digging, taking my foot out to put the other one in. But it's a nice school. I would be happy to have the opportunity to go to a school like that. And this guy's just like super not appreciative. It must be pretty expensive to send your kid there with all the medical staff. There's a garden of sorts between the school and the dorms. Shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside for all that long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Like the others, it feels way too pompous for what it is, so I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given in my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. Same goes for the elevators at the ends of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. It seems that only girls around here are sociable. That's perfectly fine with me. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet, a shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates of the room are adjacent mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello, is anyone home? From inside, I hear a few movements, then the clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had. After a moment, the door squeaks open. A bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick glasses. Who is it? Blind? No, at least not completely. Why would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. He's sound and high. I'm moving to the next room. I thought I would introduce myself. His face suddenly brightens with realization. He stands back upright, thrusting his hand out to greet me, almost straight into my diaphragm. Hello, fellow classmate! Hey guy. Hey, sup dude? My name's Kenji. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand, and shake it, a little rattled by the sudden exchange of attitude and vehement welcome. See what I mean? Vocab words. Learn them. There were some suspicious-looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? Are you sure? Because they could have been some other people, too. You can't judge a book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb is hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. Ugh, you're a brave man, Hisao. Me? I don't think I would trust the chances. The only one I trust? Who's got 2 thumbs and only trust one guy? This guy. And I only trust this guy. I only trust myself. I'm a loner, a rebel. I live fast in the high lane. I go fast. What? I don't even know. I live life in the fast lane. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. Wise decision. Damn! You're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean back to dodge it. Never mind. Doesn't matter. With that, he turns and fumbles around for a moment in search of the door handle, then shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Bleak beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some type of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room. Impersonal, like my hospital room was. My bags. Alright, so here we are in our room. This concludes part 3. Tres, 1, 2, 3. I'll see you in the next part.